Hello, my friends. Welcome back to NoPause English Lab. I'm Emma, and I'm really glad you're here. This is another episode of our Slow English Practice series, where we explore everyday topics and learn how English is used in real life. Today, we're talking about something we all do every week, whether we like it or not: grocery shopping. And just like last time, you're going to hear the same story twice. First, in simple English, then I'll tell you the same story again, but this time in more natural English. Ready? Let's go to the supermarket.
I go grocery shopping once or twice a week. I usually go to the supermarket near my house. Before I go, I make a shopping list. I write down everything I need. I need bread, milk, eggs, vegetables, and fruit. I also need some snacks and drinks. When I arrive at the supermarket, I take a shopping cart. Sometimes I take a basket if I don't need many things. First, I go to the vegetable section. I look for fresh tomatoes, carrots, and onions. I check if the vegetables look good. I don't want to buy vegetables that are old or soft. Then I go to the fruit section. I pick up some apples, bananas, and oranges. After that, I go to the bread section. I choose a loaf of bread. I like soft bread, not hard bread. Then I walk to the dairy section. I pick up a carton of milk and a box of eggs. I also get some butter and cheese. Next, I go to the snack section. I look for chips and cookies. I know I don't need them, but I put them in the cart anyway. Then I walk around the store to find other things I need. Sometimes I forget something from my list. I have to go back and find it. Sometimes I can't find something. I ask a store worker for help. I say, "Excuse me, where can I find the pasta?" The worker helps me find it. When I have everything, I go to the checkout. I wait in line. Sometimes the line is short. Sometimes it is very long. When it is my turn, I put my things on the belt. The cashier scans each item. I watch the screen to see the total price. Sometimes the total is higher than I expected. I pay with my card or with cash. The cashier puts my things in bags. I carry the bags to my car or walk home. When I get home, I put everything away. I put the cold things in the fridge. I put the dry things in the cupboard. Grocery shopping is not always exciting, but it is an important part of everyday life. Okay, if you followed all of that, great. That's clean, correct, beginner English. Every sentence was clear and simple. But now, let's hear how a real person actually talks about grocery shopping. Same experience, same story, but this time pay attention to how the sentences feel different, more connected, more natural, more like something you'd actually hear.
But before that, if you found this lesson useful, give the video a like. It really helps and lets me know you want more videos like this.
I usually try to do my grocery shopping once or twice a week. Otherwise, my fridge starts looking pretty empty, and I end up ordering takeout, which is not great for my wallet. Before I head out, I make a quick shopping list on my phone so I don't forget anything. I've learned my lesson. If I go without a list, I come home with a bag full of snacks and nothing to actually cook with. When I get to the supermarket, I grab a cart, and I usually start in the produce section. I like to pick up my vegetables and fruit first. Tomatoes, carrots, onions, apples, whatever looks fresh that day. I always check the quality before I put anything in the cart. There's nothing worse than getting home and realizing your vegetables are already going bad. After that, I move on to the bread and dairy aisle. I grab a loaf of bread. I prefer something soft, along with milk, eggs, butter, and cheese. Pretty standard stuff. Then, of course, I end up in the snack aisle. I tell myself I'm just passing through, and then somehow a bag of chips ends up in my cart. Every time. Once I think I have everything, I do a quick walk through the rest of the store to make sure I haven't missed anything. Sometimes I still forget something from my list and have to double back, which is a little annoying. And if I really can't find something, I'll ask one of the staff, "Excuse me, do you know where I can find the pasta?" And they usually point me in the right direction. When I'm done, I head to the checkout. If the line is short, great. If it's long, I just scroll through my phone and wait. I watch the total go up on the screen as the cashier scans everything, and it's always just a little bit higher than I expected. I pay by card, pack up my bags, and head home. Putting everything away is honestly the part I like least, but once it's done, there's something really satisfying about a full fridge. It feels like you've got things under control, at least for a few days.
Okay, did you notice the differences? Let's look at a few phrases that can help you sound more natural in English. Phrase 1. In the beginner version, I said, I go grocery shopping once or twice a week. In the natural version, I said, I usually try to do my grocery shopping once or twice a week. Otherwise, my fridge starts looking pretty empty. Otherwise means if not, or if I don't do this, then something else happens. It connects two ideas in a very natural way, the action and the consequence. Native speakers use otherwise all the time to explain why they do something. Repeat. I try to do it once a week, otherwise things get out of control. Phrase 2. In the beginner version, I said, before I go, I make a shopping list. In the natural version, I said, I've learned my lesson. If I go without a list, I come home with a bag full of snacks and nothing to actually cook with. I've learned my lesson means you made a mistake in the past and now you know better. It's a very common, very natural expression for talking about personal experience. It adds humor and personality to what would otherwise be a very flat sentence. Repeat. I've learned my lesson. I never go without a list now. Phrase 3. In the beginner version, I said, I check if the vegetables look good. In the natural version, I said, there's nothing worse than getting home and realizing your vegetables are already going bad. There's nothing worse than is a powerful phrase for expressing frustration or strong opinion. Native speakers use it constantly in everyday conversation. It makes your English sound more expressive and less robotic. Repeat. There's nothing worse than buying something and finding out it's already gone bad. In the beginner version, I said, sometimes I forget something from my list. I have to go back and find it. In the natural version, I said, sometimes I still forget something and have to double back, which is a little annoying. Double back means to go back to a place you already passed. It's a more natural and efficient way of saying go back. You'll hear this a lot when people talk about movement, shopping, driving, traveling. Repeat. I realized I forgot the milk and had to double back. In the beginner version, I said, sometimes the total is higher than I expected. In the natural version, I said, it's always just a little bit higher than I expected. The word just here is doing something interesting. It softens the sentence. Instead of sounding shocked or upset, it sounds casual, almost accepting. Native speakers use just a little bit to downplay something. It makes your speech sound more relaxed and natural. Repeat. It was just a little bit more than I expected. In the beginner version, I said, grocery shopping is not always exciting. In the natural version, I said, there's something really satisfying about a full fridge. It feels like you've got things under control. You've got things under control means everything is organized and manageable. It's a great phrase for talking about that feeling of having your life together, even just for a moment. Very natural, very everyday. Repeat. Once it's done, it feels like you've got things under control. If you can understand these differences, you're already starting to notice how natural English works.
Now it's your turn. I told you about my grocery shopping, but what about you? Try to answer these questions out loud. Don't think too hard. Just answer. Do you enjoy grocery shopping or do you find it boring? Do you usually make a shopping list before you go? What do you always buy, no matter what? Do you ever buy things that are not on your list? Where do you usually do your grocery shopping? Nice work! You just talked about grocery shopping in English, and that's real, useful, everyday practice. Now, write your answer in the comments below. I want to know, do you always buy only the things on your shopping list, or do you sometimes buy extra things too? That's it for today, my friends. If you want to improve faster, go back and listen to today's video one more time. That repetition is what builds fluency. And if you have ideas for topics you want to practice, leave a comment. We're building this together. If you enjoyed this lesson, hit subscribe. Every Monday, we'll do this together. Slow English, then natural English, side by side. Keep practicing, stay consistent, and I'll see you again here at NoPause English Lab.